Are listening to Football Live, the preview show on Brila FM with Barry Swain.
Hello everyone and welcome once again to your weekly preview show. The Premier League once again takes centre stage this weekend, and as always, Football Live will be on Brila FM on Saturday and on Sunday to bring you unrivalled live coverage of all of the action in the matches taking place in the biggest league in the world. This Saturday, Manchester City travel to Nottingham Forest in one of 6 Premier League matches covered on Saturday's Football Live show. Pep Guardiola's first ever visit to the City ground, and his City side thrashed Forest at home in August. This one is likely to be a closer affair, but the sort of match that City know they must win if they are to remain in the title hunt and the trophy to remain at the Etihad. Forest again without Taiwo Awoniyi, the Nigerian striker thought to be close to a return. He's back in training after a month out on the sidelines, and Nottingham Forest could do with his firepower at the moment, firing another blank last weekend in the defeat at Craven Cottage against Fulham. After 3 successive draws, Chelsea will be looking to get a Premier League victory under their belt in one of Saturday's Football Live featured matches. The Londoners host bottom-of-the-table Southampton at Stamford Bridge. Saints managerless after sacking Nathan Jones last weekend and desperately scrambling to keep their Premier League membership alive beyond next summer. But it's beginning to look bleak for the Saints, who got the appointment of Nathan Jones completely wrong, quite obviously. Last weekend was a story of VAR incompetence in the Premier League. Amongst the victims of VAR decisions that went against them were Chelsea, and manager Graham Potter was quick to tell us that he was certain that his side should have had a penalty against West Ham United at the London Stadium, but VAR thought otherwise.
I thought it was a good save. So you need your goalkeeper sometimes to get you the points. I mean, it hasn't been given, so there's nothing for me to say. I've only seen it briefly as I walked across. I think it looks like one of those ones that if it was given, I don't think it would have been overturned, but it hasn't been given, so we can't complain or wait for luck to turn for us. We have to keep working. We started the game well, we scored a good goal, more opportunities as well. Good attacking intent, but overall I thought first half, was quite positive. Second half is probably more a reflection of where we are as a group and a team in terms of players coming up to speed from returning to injury from injury and players adapting to the Premier League.
The big match this Saturday is at Goodison Park. Sean Dyche's Everton at home to fellow strugglers Leeds United. 2 clubs that have recently sacked managers and made the change ahead of a scrap down at the bottom. 2 clubs in deep relegation trouble, and so many are calling this one a so-called 6-pointer this weekend at Goodison Park. The relegation fight is an open affair. No one has yet been cast adrift at the bottom, and in the past few weeks, Southampton, Wolves, Everton and, of course, Leeds United have changed their manager. Has the switch worked? Well, for some, Wolves in particular, it certainly has. For others, Southampton, it didn't. Everton against Leeds United is another match that we will be covering closely on Saturday on Football Live, on the Football Live show on Saturday. Let's hear from somebody who has just landed his dream job, shall we? Sean Dyche's assistant manager at Everton is Ian Wone, a Scouser and a true blue.
Gone really quickly. I've done week and a half here now, and it's packed an awful lot in. Trying to get to know all the names and get to know your way around the training ground. But it's been really, really enjoyable. Obviously made better by a win.
You're a lifelong Evertonian. What did it mean to you to get the call and take this role?
Oh, well, I've been pushing the gaffer forever. Whenever the Everton job came up, I was like, put your name out there, because it's a dream job for me. Growing up, my parents both were raised half a mile in the Anfield area off Pinehurst Avenue. My dad was at Wycliffe Road, my mum was Warham Road, just off Pinehurst, stone's throw from the ground. So it's always been a special place for me. I had a household of mixed reds and blues, but I always edged towards the blue side always.
At the GTEC Community Stadium, there's a London derby on Saturday afternoon. Brentford entertaining Crystal Palace. The Bees of West London holding Arsenal away from home at the Emirates last weekend. Another game with VAR controversy. Crystal Palace haven't been in great form since the World Cup. They're still without their spark in Wilfred Zaha, who's out injured. and they could yet get dragged into the relegation battle if they're not careful, and they continue to show this uninspiring form that they're on at the moment. Brentford, on the other hand, are in a fight for a place for Europe next season. Thomas Frank's side are in excellent form, but how far can the Bees actually go this season? Well, the best person to ask is no doubt the Brentford manager, Thomas Frank.
We want to end as high as possible. We said that before the season. And we, that laser focus on the next game is so important. Before City, we just lost to Gillingham in a not top performance, and we were okay in the league but not top. So I think that